Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So this video today is going to be a series that I'm actually starting on my channel. I did mention this on Instagram and you guys loved the idea, so I figured I'd do like a must-have series. I feel like I have tried enough products to know what exactly works for me, what I think is the best on the market at the moment. You know, obviously comparing it to what I have tried, I'm pretty sure you guys already know products are launching all the time, but for the moment and for the time being, these are products that I would definitely recommend. These are products that I know are good quality and are just so worth every single penny. So I did want to start the series kind of like spontaneously. I was going to start in order and do like primers first and then foundation and so on and so forth. But then I was like, what's really the fun in that? You know, like let me start like kind of sporadically and just pick from different categories and talk about them as I go. So for today's video, as you guys can see by the title, we are going to start with eyeshadow palettes. But girl, not just any eyeshadow palettes, colorful eyeshadow palettes. And I figured with today's makeup look, it was the perfect look to sit down and talk about my absolute favorite colorful eyeshadow palettes that I personally would recommend. So I'm really excited. I have quite a few here. Keep in mind, I have probably over 100 eyeshadow palettes at this point. And girl, I really did narrow it down. These are palettes that truly are amazing. And keep in mind, when I say colorful, I mean like rainbow colors, like bright, colorful, green, pink, yellow, orange, that kind of theme. I am going to do a separate one doing kind of like my favorite neutral palettes. But you guys already know, I definitely wanted to start with something fun and something that I really do enjoy, which is colorful eyeshadow palettes. You guys already know how I feel about my colorful eye looks. So I'm really excited for today's video. I really hope you guys are too. And yeah, make sure you guys don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And without further ado, if you guys would like to see all of my must-have colorful eyeshadow palettes, then just keep on watching. Okay guys, so let's go ahead and get started. So I feel like it's appropriate for me to first talk about the eyeshadow palette that I'm obviously wearing for today's look. So the first palette that is a definite must-have for me is the Be Perfect Cosmetics Carnival XL Pro Palette with Stacey Marie. This is what it looks like right here, you guys. This eyeshadow palette is a must have. Okay, if you don't have this palette in your collection, you are truly missing out, you guys. This palette has everything you can possibly need. It is so beautiful, it is so pigmented, and I actually have quite a few videos using this eyeshadow palette. So actually in the description box of today's video, I'm actually going to link all the videos that I have using these palettes. That way you guys can definitely check those out and see exactly how they work and how the shadows actually perform. But this one right here is a holy grail. It is such a holy grail that I actually have another one in my collection. So I have one that I use, which is this one, and one that is unopened because, girl, I just love it that much. It's that good. It is so pigmented. The colors are so vibrant. Like I said, it's the eyeshadow that I'm wearing in this makeup look that I just finished filming, and I love it, you guys. It is so beautiful. They did such a fabulous job with this eyeshadow palette. That one is definitely a must-have for me. Hands down, if I had to recommend something, I definitely recommend that eyeshadow palette. It's gorgeous. So like I said, the Carnival XL Pro palette from Be Perfect with Stacey Marie is a must. Definitely pick it up if you guys have not picked it up yet. You will not regret it. Next, I want to talk about this baby right here. This is the Lunar Beauty Strawberry Dream palette, you guys. When I saw this palette on Trendmood and I saw Manny post it, I was like, wow, that palette is gorgeous. I have to get my hands on it. Not even just the inside, but guys, the cover of this palette is so beautiful, and I love this palette so much, girl. It's actually in the background of my video right there on the show. So this is another one of those palettes that I have one that I use, which is this one right here, and then I have one that I don't use that is still in the packaging, which is that one over there that you guys see sitting on the shelf. So here's what she looks like. She's absolutely beautiful, and the pigmentation, again, for me is just incredible. Manny did such a good job with this palette. I love the color story. I love that you get shimmers in here, you get mattes in here, and it's not too overwhelming. I know sometimes with some people, like a palette like the Stacey Marie one, it's too overwhelming, it's too many colors. People are just not sure what to do with that many eyeshadows, or maybe you're someone who doesn't do YouTube, or you're not someone who does makeup all the time and you want an eyeshadow palette that's still going to be able to give you that performance of a good quality, colorful color story, but you don't need that many colors, you know, which I get. Not everybody needs a humongous palette. So this one is amazing. The price point is phenomenal. The pigmentation is there. And I mean, guys, look at the color. It is so beautiful. This blue right here is stunning. The same way it looks super bright on camera, that's how it looks in person. It is absolutely gorgeous, and like I said, the cover is absolutely beautiful. I definitely had to display this on my vanity because she's stunning, and you guys know I love pink. So I do love this palette. If you guys are looking for a smaller eyeshadow palette that's more colorful, that one's amazing. The next one I want to talk about is this one right here. This is the Violet Voss Bright Vibes palette. This is their neon pressed pigment palette. This is what the cover looks like right here. When I seen this launch, I was like, I need that. This is also another more compacted, smaller eyeshadow palette. This is another palette that is super bright, super beautiful, super pigmented, you guys. These are actually pressed pigments. So I will say the only thing with this palette in particular is that it does stain your eyelids because it is a pressed pigment palette. So they usually do have more color in it, I want to say. Like they're just a little bit more concentrated than a regular eyeshadow. So these do stain your eyelids. I will tell you that. I'm not going to lie to you and sit here and tell you that if you use that purple eyeshadow, when you take it off, your lids are not going to be purple, because girl, they won't be purple, but they'll have like a little pink hue because they get a little bit stained. But if you guys don't mind the staining, it does not last long. I love this palette. It is so worth the money, and like I said, it's nice and small. Even if you guys had like one neutral palette and you want to get one colorful palette, I think this one is perfect. And I just love it. It's really beautiful. And I do have a makeup look with this palette as well that I will link down below if you guys are interested in checking out how exactly these eyeshadows perform. The next eyeshadow palette I want to talk about is also, you guys, this palette is beautiful. Okay, this is the Colored Rain Vivid Pigment and Shadow Palette. So here's what the cover looks like right here. I actually saw this on, like, you know, those Instagram ads that come up, and I was like, oh my gosh, what palette is that? You guys, I swear every time I see a bright colorful palette, even if it looks like one that I have in my collection, I'm like, I need it. Like, I need every single bright colorful eyeshadow palette that's on the market because I'm just insane like that. But when I saw this one, I was like, wow, this is gorgeous and I need it. So here's what it looks like right here. What I actually like about this palette in particular is just like the Bright Vibes one that I just showed you guys, it's all matte shades. So not every single time you do a colorful look, or rather for myself personally, not every time I do a colorful look do I want to incorporate shimmer in that eye look. So like for example, today's eye look, there's no shimmer at all. I just want a beautiful, pigmented, creamy, buttery, matte, colorful eyeshadow. That's it, and that's exactly what this is. It is so beautiful. The colors are so vibrant, you guys, and I just honestly absolutely love it. It is so gorgeous. And you guys, like I said, this is another palette that is just like pressed pigments, so it is going to be super eye-catching. It's going to be pigmented once you dip your brush in there for the first time. It's just phenomenal. So this one is another great colorful eyeshadow palette if you guys are interested. The next one I want to talk about is from Glam Lights. If you guys don't know the company Glam Light, you definitely are missing out. So she basically does like food themed eyeshadow palettes, and this is the first palette I had ever tried from her, and this is actually the paint palette. So first of all, packaging is super, super cute. So it actually looks like a little paint palette. How cute is that, you guys? I love the packaging. The only thing I will say is this thing is humongous, you guys. If you do not have the storage for something like this one's definitely not going to be for you. It's big, I will say that. It does fit in my Alex straw if you guys have Alex straws, but it does take up a lot of space. But here's what the palette looks like right here, and please don't mind mine. It's a little bit busted at the top. That navy blue shade is kind of like falling apart. But other than that, this palette is so beautiful, you guys. I love the layout. I love the theme of it. I love just like the creative mind behind the way she created this eyeshadow palette. It's just gorgeous. So again, this is just one of those palettes that are going to give you beautiful pigmentation. It has a ton of colors in here, you guys. And right in the center here, you actually get a few shimmer shades, which is beautiful. If you guys prefer a little bit of shimmer in your eyeshadow palette, or you just want more variety, you can definitely get that out of this one. And Glamlight is one of those companies that aren't super, super expensive. They're definitely more on the affordable side. So highly recommend this one if you guys are looking for a good, colorful eyeshadow palette. The next one that's a must-have, in my opinion, is this one right here. This is one of my babies, like the Stacey Marie palette. This is the Beauty Bay Me, Myself, and Mitchell palette. This is what it looks like right here, you guys. This eyeshadow palette is so beautiful, and every single person that has picked up this palette per my recommendation has said it is amazing. So this is a collaboration with Mitchell on Instagram. He's actually a UK, I believe, makeup artist. He's just insane. His work is sickening. Like, he's amazing. And here's what the eyeshadow palette looks like right here. Super beautiful. I'm actually going to turn it this way so you guys can see it a little bit better. But here's what it looks like right here. So at the top you have those beautiful reds, pinks, you have some yellows, some oranges, and then at the bottom you have like your purples, blues, a little lime green there. Honestly, this is another palette where you get absolutely everything you might need, and it's super pigmented. You also have shimmer shades in here which are super pigmented. I really do love this palette, and the most amazing thing about this palette besides the pigment, you guys, is it does come with a mirror, and the mirror actually detaches from the palette. So it is a magnet, and you can actually pull it off, and then it'll actually magnetize back to the palette, and you can just lay it down and close her up, and you actually have a portable mirror inside of the palette, which I think is super convenient. And of course, like I said, Mitchell is a makeup artist, so of course he would think of something like that, which is so convenient. So I really do love this one as well. I do want to say, I heard that this was actually getting discontinued, so if it's still on Beauty Bay's website, I will link it down below in the description box for you guys so you don't have to go searching for it. And I'm actually going to link every single palette that I spoke about today down below as well, so you guys just have a little bit more of an easier access to whichever palette you guys want to try from today's video. But yeah, I love that one. The next one I want to talk about is, and no surprise, I'm sure, this is the Morphe and Jaclyn Hill, but the volume 2. So the volume 1 was amazing, but girl, the volume 2 is stunning. I love this eyeshadow palette. It is so pigmented. It's so buttery. Like, it's unreal how pigmented this eyeshadow palette is, and you can definitely tell that there is a super different formula in these palettes compared to the regular Morphe palettes. And I'm not saying that Morphe has bad pigmentation in the regular palettes, but this one here is just on another level, and I absolutely love it. Like, Jaclyn did such an amazing job with this eyeshadow palette. It's beautiful, it's pigmented, and you do get quite a wide variety of shades for definitely what I think is a super affordable price. So I love this one as well. If you guys have it in your collection, let me know what you think about it, and if you don't, it's definitely worth the hype. Definitely get your hands on it if you guys are looking for a good colorful eyeshadow palette. So we finally have come to the end, you guys. So I only have, I want to say like one more palette to talk about, but it's actually 3 more palettes to talk about, but it's in the same collection kind of thing. And what I'm talking about are the ABH and Norvina pressed pigments palettes. You guys, when these came out, I was like, are you kidding me? Like, I need them. And these are definitely a higher price point. That's why I left it for the end of the video. Each one of these eyeshadow palettes are $60, which is a lot of money, but girl, you're getting a lot of eyeshadow in here. Not even eyeshadow, pressed pigments. So this one right here is volume 1. This is the first one that she created. Absolutely gorgeous. This one is stunning. You guys, I really do love purple, especially on my eye color. I think purple on brown eyes is just the most beautiful color ever. And this one's absolutely stunning. So like I said, that's volume 1. And then of course she created a volume 2. So this right here is volume 2, another super gorgeous palette. I've actually never seen a layout like this, if I'm being honest. Like, the way she put these palettes together is just genius, you guys. So this one right here is volume 2. And then of course you have this one, which has the most beautiful packaging. This is actually volume 3, and this is probably my favorite one out of all of them. You guys, look at these colors. They are gorgeous, super pigmented, definitely easier to blend. I love them. They're very buttery, very soft. Like I said, the only downside is they're super expensive, but they do go on sale quite often on Sephora's website and ABH's website. So if I'm being completely honest, I'd wait for them to go on sale and purchase them then instead of paying full price. Volume 1, 2, and 3, I highly recommend. She did recently launch volume 4, which is the more like muted pink box that it comes in. I don't like that one, you guys. It's just not for me. It's more of like pastel, like kind of wannabe neons. Like, I didn't like it at all. For me personally, that one just was not for me, but I do recommend these 3. They're all amazing, and like I said, super high price point, but definitely worth the money. So yeah, that's basically all the colorful eyeshadow palettes that in this moment, if you asked me if you needed it, I tell you, girl, you need it. These are all the colorful eyeshadow palettes that I have in my collection currently that I would 100% recommend to you guys and tell you that they are so worth the money. They're something that I've used. They're amazing quality, blendable, pigment is there. They're just bomb. So I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope you guys are enjoying this series. Please let me know down below if I should continue it and which category do you guys want to see next. I might choose your category for the next part to this series. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!